I'm talking
What's
both.
up?
Hey.
Hi.
Who we got? Who we got? No, you.
That was so tragic, that fall.
It was. It was a
Look,
little hard.
look what I got.
Hmm?
It's Instagram, it's Facebook.
Oh, cool. Hey, everybody.
Happy Monday. Timing was good this time.
Yep, and everything looks great.
Yeah, we on time today. Okay, so we're gonna get started since we're on time. If you're here, then this is Shamaya, an occupational therapist. I am Shatresha, a lawyer. The third person you see at the bottom of the screen is Keon, or you're here to say Key, Crew Key. She is a doctor of physical therapy, DPT, and these are the perspectives that you are going to hear from, not to mention our personal. Those are professional, but not to mention our personal perspectives. We are biologically three sisters, but we all do have three completely different personalities. So the topic today is from my blog, labelmelegal.com, and it is different with care. So every last one of us knows someone who has never quite fit or is a little different. Maybe it was you. Tonight we're talking about something that we all witness, but we don't slow down to unpack it as much as we should. It's about how society and other people treat people who are different. And if you have read my blog or you look at my blog, I state people in history. The point is, history has shown us multiple times that we rejected the very minds that changed lives later. They changed everything about how we do, how we live. So today we're talking about why we do that, why we treat people differently, how it shows up today, what it looks like for you, what it looks like for people that you know, and what it would look like to finally learn from the past. But I want to make this clear. There's another group that is completely overlooked because in my blog, you'll see that I'm talking about people in history that have changed lives, that have been innovative, that have been geniuses. But regular people whose differences don't lead to invention, but still deserve dignity, those are the people that we're talking about as well. We treat different like they need a justification, but they don't. You don't need to earn your right to take up space. So today, that is what we're talking about. The blog is called Treat Different with Care.
Okay, so where do we go here? Treat different.
How about a question? It just means treat different like the different person in your family that you still care about because you know them. You know that thing that they do is not all to them. You know that there's more to the person. It just means handle different with care instead of with judgment and other nasty things that we tend to do.
Yeah, that's how I
So
took it. I thought it was. I didn't get so much into the innovative people as much as I was like thinking about myself or just like people I've seen in my life that's like close to me that seem
Yeah.
different. And
Yeah.
it's almost like they have blessings and curses.
Yeah.
So that's exactly right. That's why I didn't want anybody to feel like I'm specifically circling in on the innovative people or the geniuses or whatever. We're talking about everyday people.
I do like that in the blog though. You brought that up. Like these people were looked at crazy, but then now we're celebrating them for what they did. But at first it was like, "What you doing?" It kind of brought some perspective.
Yeah, so to combine that with like the ordinary people that I'm talking about, so Alan Turing, if you don't know him, he's mentioned in the blog, and he did some coding. He did something that helped us basically win the World War II. In the blog, it says that he was persecuted for who he is. Alan Turing had maybe a 180 IQ, and again helped end for us World War II. But he was a homosexual, and he was still persecuted for that. Can you imagine being that impactful, being that smart, but you worried about who I'm sleeping with? That's what I mean by different, because it's not different, or how people say things like normal or something like that. So we had an example of that today.
Yeah.
What was it?
Are you talking about what just happened?
Yeah, behind, like driving.
Are you talking about my story from yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yesterday.
yeah. I was talking to somebody at the bar, and he was like, he talked. He was just telling me that he talked to different people, like that come from different backgrounds, and it was one lady. I don't know if she was Jewish or what, but um, he talked about like how they stopped at a certain time. They stopped doing certain things. So if they come to the bar, he said that she'll check out, but she would not sign the ticket. It was different for sure, but he was like, people look at that and be like, that's weird, but he liked to keep an open mind, and he don't like to talk to people that's closed-minded, because sometimes he have Americans even come in and like, why do y'all drive on this side of the road? It's supposed to be on this side. And he was just like, no, it's no way it's wrong. It's just that's your way of doing it, and this is our way of doing it.
Yeah, it's like that idea of supposed to be, or that's not normal. When really half the people hiding, certain things about themselves or who they are, or historically, we probably started out driving on a certain way, but America did it different, or whatever. You just never know, and you don't know the statistics of the number of people who are neurodivergent, homosexual, whatever. It just using weird, and that's not normal, other than instead of, oh, that's different or that's interesting. It really gets on my nerves. It bothers me.
So I have a question. When have you felt like, when or if did you ever feel different or misunderstood? It could be professional, personal. And how did you go about that?
I think I have felt different, like that a big majority of my life, like, because even before, like, I knew I was like a part of the homosexual community, people were already calling me gay, and it used to make me so mad. Because I'm like, I'm really not. And I was a kid. Like, I was a kid, so I wasn't thinking about anything romantically. I just like to wear my jerseys and my tennis shoes. Like, it was very much innocence in that, and I think that's forced a lot on our childhood, of people just love because of you lack feminism or you lack masculinity, and they're just making you this person that you haven't even established. And granted, some people may be like, I told you so. That's great for you, but me as a person who's being told that I have to I needed to be able to say that myself. Like I needed to see that in myself, see what's in me and label me. I mean, I think it create a because that's just your sexuality, but that feeling alone creates a lot of insecurities that people don't see. Just
Mm-hmm.
the feeling of like and like honestly like your intimate relationship like it's just I don't think it's a number one topic in the conversations that I want to have with people. Like I'm not about to just want to start off a conversation like so who are your love prospect? Like that's weird. Like I just that's so
I
like
love
I feel
crazy.
like when those conversations get there, you have them and you gotta be with confidence because you have to be so sure about you. Nothing anybody can say can offend you because I'm just like I'm just different in my sexuality. I feel different as a person. Like I am just I'm a very unique individual and personality. I like how some people can go with the grain and respond with everybody else. It like burn my pants to be that way. I can't do it. I gotta if I don't feel it, I raise my hand and say, "Can you elaborate on?" It? I just can't be that one in the room that's just like I'm gonna sit back and be like, "Yeah." It's just not in me.
You got an answer to your own question?
Yeah, I think mine was when I started feeling different is when I got into like the professional world, like working, me being the only black person in my field, or not in my field, but like where in my workplace. I think, and it's not like they made it different for me. It's just like certain conversations I couldn't have, or I couldn't understand the humor in certain things, or even talking about like personal things, I couldn't really relate to it, or um like for example, like I want to be off work, and to them it's another day, and they're having conversations like, what even is Juneteenth? And I'm just like, that right there. Like we
Right.
there's no, or Black History Month. Like there was one person that came up to me and was like, Happy Black History Month. And I didn't realize until after the fact that that was, I truly appreciated her. Like I texted her later that night and I was like, thank you for saying Happy Black History Month. Like you seen me, and and I didn't get that. There wasn't any at my first job. They had like posters up. They would do events to celebrate Black History Month, but at this job, like it was nothing. So I felt really alone, and I didn't realize it until she told me Happy Black History Month. Until
Yeah.
after the fact that
What's that?
why I hear my echo?
And I do want to give credit that like some things in some situations ignorance is bliss and
Yeah.
you have to learn to differentiate between that like what is just natural ignorance and then what is just this very strong opinionated person who want to force their views of life and their views of who your character should be on you like and I think that's a turning point for me is learning how to separate the two
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when you are just ignorant or like like black people that I mean some people that come up in a different time white people that come up in a different time sometimes and they may I had got called a pickaninny one time and I am so ignorant to it everybody in the room was reacting to it but me and I'm like I don't even what's what is it like it just that was, and that was on a clinical rotation. And I just remember like watching the other people face get red, and I'm thinking like, what was said? Like I'm just laughing on along. Like, okay, don't start now with name calling. I'm not realizing that's a racial term though, and
Yeah.
so I couldn't react emotional. I literally just had to like, when everybody was explaining, I was like, oh. Like it just act like I appreciate your apology. Like, thank you. Like they apologizing for someone else's actions. And so when you just learn how to separate the two, like I feel like it creates a calmer you and a more confident you inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom said, I felt the same at school, Maya. It's different when you're in a room and no one looks like you. From time to time, it still feels that way in certain situations. Cookie Smith said, "Oh my, what did I sign into? I'm so pro black. I'm so misunderstood in this area. I'm not racist. I'm pro my people."
Mhm.
And I just feel like with that, it should be okay to be pro your people. Y'all are pro y'all people. Why can't we be?
Whoa, I feel like it depends on the environment because it creates a bias. And I would never want to be in no environment with somebody that's pro they people.
I
And
don't
I'm the only one around like,
know. I don't mean it like that though.
I don't think most black people mean it like that, and that's why I always say I can't be racist because I don't have the idea that my race is superior because I'm the race. I mean, think about it. Like I just had an argument, not an argument, a discussion with a guy, and it wasn't even a discussion. It was me responding to his ignorance, and he was like, people don't want to work, blah blah blah, saying things, and I'm like, he was like, "Well, I make $12 an hour. What? You don't work?" And I'm sitting here looking at him like, "You got two teeth in your mouth. The only reason why you can think you superior." And I'm sitting here telling you, actually, I do work. I'm a lawyer. And then he continued to try to find some way to tear me down. So what? You got scholarships? Nope. I worked for myself. I worked full time. Like the whole conversation. The only reason for that superiority complex in your head to keep saying things to try to figure out a way to tear me down is my skin color, because you see that as a problem. You see that as a issue and inferiority to yours, because on paper, sir, we are not in the same race. So for me, when I say that and when other people say that I'm pro my people, it's because without having it being said and with it being said through laws, through legislation, through society, through media, which is huge, it is pro white. They're the hero in the story.
I
So
just think you just have to be careful with that sometimes. And,
I
and
mean,
we got our Malcolm X's of the world and we got our Dr. Martin Luther Kings. And I just think I'm a Dr. Martin Luther King when it comes to race, because sometimes we can be so emotional led because of the history behind the black and white battle that we create biases. And I am someone who wants to remain so neutral that each party understands that, like, I may not fit on this side, I may not fit on that side today. Like I really try to just, especially in like what Maya said, the type of like our career is like we're about like 5% of that. That's an honor to be a part of the 5%. And I just feel like the people who are a part of that 5%, you're in that place to show people that look like us or people that are like us that don't react emotionally or angrily from ignorance. Like if you feel like someone is making you feel like this environment has turned into a pro black, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. Feel like it's turned to a pro white, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. But it should be understood that it's uncomfortable each way. Like because we can easily get emotional and be like, no, you want some racist stuff, or I won't stand for it. I'm this because I'm that. But it's like I, I'm just I'm gonna stop. Like, okay, clearly I see where you are and I see where you are. I'm not there, and we just to a neutral place in that area. The way I feel different. Like, it'll be some people rallying Black Lives Matter. Like, nah, like I need police. I want around. I don't want to abolish police. So I feel like my protests and my back to look very much different because I'm gonna try to go from the inside and I'm gonna sit at these tables where people think I don't belong, and I'm not gonna feel uncomfortable sitting there. Like I'm gonna be at those tables and I'm gonna be in them conversations and uncomfortable. You're gonna be the one that's so pro your race that you can't be comfortable around me and my confidence.
Mhm. I feel like yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, and I think you're right because there's room for Malcolm X, there's room for Martin Luther King, and honestly, that's the problem. We only having this one leader, and they take down one person, the whole movement is wiped out. So there's room for both. And Malcolm X, by the end, pretty much apologized to Martin Luther King and anybody else that he had, offended with all of his words and stuff. So I think you're right. I just, I think that we can all, I mean, this is like part of this discussion. Like, we can all, like, everybody is literally different. It's like the conversation in religion of like people, like you'll have church groups that'll point out, they'll be like, no this, no cursing, no this. And I'm like, why are you pointing out these five sins? Like, what about no gossiping, no judgment? Like, why you can't possibly point out all the sins. Like, why are you focused on these one things? And I feel like that's what I mean by like everything and everybody is different, and everything and everybody is necessary. You need the person who is like, I love God with all my heart, but they might cuss a little bit more than the other person because they will appeal to the people who also cuss, but feel like, oh, I got to stop cussing to be on Team God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody has a place.
Keon, you keep freezing, they saying.
Might want to get off your Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Can you connect to hotspot or something?
Okay, I'm afraid if I do that on my iPad, it's gonna. I mean,
It won't.
Um,
It's just gonna switch over your connection.
Cookie said, I just feel like we go through so much unnecessary stuff daily. I have to stand when I can. In 2025, we still go through this racial divide. Careful of who? I'm a Malcolm X for sure.
and I don't want to take away from nobody that's like that. Like, I am just very much different in that area, and my approach to it is just I I wanna beat the system. Like, if you can't beat them, join them. And I it's real hard to beat them. Like, you just gotta join them. And for me, I find creative ways to join them. But in the process, I do feel like you can create imposter syndrome because at one point I couldn't even figure out I was wearing big old t-shirts and shorts that cover my shorts, and like, I was someone that I couldn't identify with today. Like, when I look back at it, it's like I can never identify with that person that I created by trying to be a part of a system. And that's my system, but there are so many other systems that you are constantly trying to be a part of as you're growing and you're trying to be, make a name for yourself and become something. And I guess like the key to the being different is just being so locked in with you, like
Yeah.
knowing who you are and not letting even the ones you love the most change that character. Like, it's a character that you build.
Yeah. And I feel like with that, experiencing that, I've grown a lot, like professionally and personally. So I don't regret it. I'm actually grateful for it because it helped me. Like you said, imposter syndrome is real. Like, I thought I had to show up as somebody else, like who my CI was, or how they treat and how they talk to their patients. I thought I had to show up for like that for to get patients to trust me. But then I realized, one, how hard that is to try to be somebody else.
Man.
And two, I start to realize that patients actually like who I am. They like how I talk to them, how honest I am, how transparent I am with them. And so like that helped me realize my voice and instill a little more confidence in myself, which carried to my personal. Like, it made me just pay attention to who Maya really is professionally and personally, because I feel like now I'm getting to a point where I don't have to show up as somebody else at work.
Yeah.
Who what you get is what you see. Now I don't have to show all my, all my personal life. I don't have to tell all my personal business, but this is what you get.
And I think I think I've mentioned this before, the law of authenticity. But when you reach that level of authenticity that
Mhm.
like it's so easy. You have entered like a principle, and it's more of a self-developed principle. It's like I'm so committed to, I'm not ashamed of who I am as a person. Like, because me, I am literally myself. Like at work, and sometimes I'm shocked about it because I haven't always been that way. But
Yeah.
taking a step into personal development allows that comfort for you to just naturally be who you are, and you find out like being who you are not only just like open these doors for you, but it create these divine relationships. Like you're being so authentic and vulnerable with people that like you are walking away feeling blessed and fulfilled by not a gift from the person, but the character, the experience. Just like, and I think I like to leave that impact on most people I meet. Like I don't want you to walk away like Keon was doing this, I may be turned sometimes, but I don't want you to walk away thinking I just was a bad experience for you. Like I want to be so authentic that you love me for who I am, not what I can provide.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cookie said you can't join them. They still have to let you in. You
Mhm.
still have to work much harder. You probably you probably don't feel it because that's the way you were raised. You your coworker slash college didn't work nearly as hard. Keep your chin up and don't hunker down in your beliefs. We are going to be challenged as a people from here on out. I don't I think I go into it kind of understanding it, especially as a black woman. And as I grow, um, professionally and personally, I truly understand that I am gonna have to work just as hard. I think we've always had to work just as hard, but
But I don't even think it's just like from a racial standpoint. I feel like in our own community we do as well. Like
what you
in
mean?
like in our own community, like
Like you feel
y-
different.
no, I'm just saying like you have to still work just as hard. Like to me, the difference don't feel different across any side of the track. Like you're not accepted here, you're not accepted there. Like I feel like I was never accepted on any side of the track. Like nobody wants to hear you sound like a white girl all the time. Like, huh? Like these are just because I speak grammatically correct. I'm in my own community being told this.
Yeah.
You
Like
you
white
acting
people
white.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like
I
that's
get what you're saying, but to Cookie's point, there is a different like you're mixing in the two. So yeah, you're treated differently on both sides. That is correct. But on the other side, we have to work 2 times as hard. That is different. We do have to work to just as hard to prove, even amongst ourselves, even amongst our people, that I'm not slacking with you just because I'm with you. So we do have to work hard, but we have to work hard twice as hard with the other group of people because we're questioned every step of the way in a way where the intention is different sometimes on the other side of the tracks. So I get what you're saying, but there is a slight nuance that I feel like Cookie is referring to that, yeah, it's definitely there. Because I know what you're saying. I feel that way too, but
I
yeah.
just and maybe that's just a mindset I have put myself in to be able to navigate it. But I feel like I'm constantly seeking validity from both sides. Like even here in Georgia, like if I have a complaint at the clinic, it's not like some little old ladies from the '60s that don't look like me. It's somebody that looked like my mama who came in being nice to me and
Yeah.
was trying to be cool with me. and then went back and completely could not have a conversation to help me. And it's like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
so to me, it's just like, I am feeling like, and I feel like I live in Wakanda, and my biggest battles are with the people that look like me. Like, they are, you are constantly having to show them that you're qualified because you're a young girl. You don't have that wisdom yet, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I once thought like that. Like, I work twice as hard on this side, but no, I'm working twice as hard on both sides.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. When I was in the courtroom, I did have to do that because the courtroom is filled with people that look like me and they need my help. I'm the prosecutor helping them dismiss cases, believing them when they say the officer just pulled me over for no reason or whatever. And they still looking at me like one person, I was there to defend her and she was like, and they done sent the 12-year-old lawyer. I was like, but I'm a lawyer. What you got? Like, really, ma'am? So yeah, I do get what you're saying. Yeah, it's a battle, but I mean I don't know. I feel like
We have an emotion attached to the other part of it. Like, we have a history there that we're aware of,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we have a strong emotion attached to that. But
right,
when you just take that emotion away and you look at it just bigger picture, so you can navigate both rooms, bro.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to just go ahead and be me because Auntie not gonna like the way I am.
yep,
And Miss Susan is over here grabbing my cheeks. I just gotta tell her, don't put your hands on my face. That's
yeah,
easier than explaining to you why you don't believe in me because I'm young. So I think it's just,
yeah.
Mhm.
That's true.
Mom said, yes, Cookie, we will always be challenged much harder, but in my old age, I don't give it. Mom said, I don't care if people let me in, or I don't care if people like me, let me in, or whatever the case. People don't put on these size 8s I wear. Ooh,
Not the size 8.
that girl is so. That's a sassy
yeah.
mama. She said, and that goes for all race of people. Cookie said, you ladies are very educated and raised. It's easy to see how you could feel this way with your own people. Just keep pushing the envelope. The future needs you. And Dun Dun said, Keon, you sound like Lil Durk when you're in Malden. When you're in Atlanta in DPT mode, you scare me, but I can definitely understand both. I love your authenticity. Trey said,
Lil Durk is crazy.
Trey said, oh wait, the comment disappeared.
How you be losing comments like that?
I have no idea. It just disappeared. I see Kalina. She said, yeah, Key, that's real good. I don't know what Trey just said.
That's crazy.
Something about emotionally attached. Put it back in there, Trey. I didn't see you. But dang, I lost my train of thought. I think I was going with some people, like especially our people, like I feel like they have more trust in the other race, and I think they were like we were trained that way.
Yeah.
Like it goes back historically, than trusting their own race, and you feel that. But for me, I don't even see it as like I have to get you to trust me or be. I don't see it as that. Like when I see somebody that looks like me, I'm like, okay, I gotta go hard for them because this could be my. I'm looking at it like family. This could be because I'm listening and it never fails. I'm listening to all this medical jargon that they're getting from these doctors, and I'm like, do you know what that means? Absolutely not. I haven't met one person that could tell me what that means unless you're in healthcare.
Which means you know that there's a pattern in the system where they are just kind of being talked at and not talked to. And this is the moment to give them that one different experience, even if this is the only one that they have.
Or just thrown medications, or you shouldn't be having strokes at 30 years old. What's going on? I'm asking questions like, what does your life look like? What's going on in your routine? Mm-hmm. And they telling me all these stressors. it's not it sometimes it's not a medical thing. Sometimes it's lifestyle. You need to change your lifestyle, and ain't nobody told you that. But they want to throw all these anticoagulants and all this other medications at you. Like it's as simple as, I think some doctors miss just hearing that patient instead of just, yeah, let me give this to you and go on.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's doctors. I think it's us as a species. Like, we listen to respond, and we don't like listen to learn.
Yeah.
And when you do that, like, you miss the ability to connect. Like, that's when you're telling me my story. I mean, when you're telling me your story, like, I see things like when I first talking, because I'm going to listen to your story, and I'm going to listen to you, and by hearing you, I'm going to learn. I don't even got to tell you much about me, because you're going to get to meet me through my actions and my interactions. And because we are like that, I'm really just at a point where I don't want to give history so much credit for that, because I think I'm changing the narrative. Like,
Yeah.
I'm changing what professionalism looks like. And I'm so grateful for that, because I don't think walking in a doctor's office and you shivering and your blood pressure going up, why you got that much nervousness about someone's decision?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to set any type of environment that's cold. It lacks just pure, like, energy in the space. Like, I feel like we're changing the narrative of what professionalism looks like, and to do that, we are making sure that we connect with people. Like you said, like, you look at them as your auntie, your grandma, all this. Like, you really don't look at them as that. It's just that you take time to connect with the person, and we don't connect enough. Like, not even in healthcare. Like, just when we talking to our friends, like, we don't connect enough. Somebody will call me and tell me about their whole day, and by the end of the conversation, I ain't tell them nothing about me. we just we just talk. We've been on the phone for 4 hours about you. Like, I am at a point now. You gotta warn me that that's what this about to be. Like, I just want to talk to you because I got a lot going on. Okay, I'm ready. I'm all in. But don't call me like, what you doing? And I'm thinking we having a casual conversation, and then you just load me with your problems. Like, no, dude, we not doing that for free. I get paid for that all day.
Yeah.
Dion said, I get that, Key. I was in a situation at work where somebody who looked like me discredited me, and the patient I had before her uplifted me and talked about how much they enjoy me as their nurse. You gonna win some, you gonna lose some.
I just realized I never answered the question.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah. So I think the place that I felt different, the place that I felt different, is, I don't know how old I was when y'all started to point out, like, my emotional level wasn't there with everybody else's. Like, it's just how I just processed it. And I don't know how old I was, but there was a point where I felt different, and I didn't feel bad. I just was different. Like, all of y'all could, tear up at something truly sad, and I would be like, that sucks. And I didn't necessarily feel like it was a negative thing or a positive thing. It was just genuinely how I process things. Like, most of the time I can, like, if somebody has cancer and they're hurting, I can just be like, well, they were hurt, and now the hurting is done. Like, that's my logical brain, I guess. I don't know, but that's when I realized I was different.
Yeah, you mad nonchalant. I remember when our grandma died, and I literally stopped crying to laugh because I finally saw you cry. Like, I was like, she finally crying. Like, it was so sick, but you so nonchalant about just some real stuff. It would really just have you like, are you cool? Like, 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 that's why for your birthday post, I always post to know you is to love you, because you are very nonchalant, but you have, like, one of the biggest hearts that I don't have. Even though, like, I'm sweet, I don't got the kind of heart you got. Like, sister put somebody in the in charge position. I'm in charge. I don't want to put nobody there but me first. So I
Right.
just feel like you just are you have even taught us how to be selfless because
Yeah.
your emotion comes out through education. Like your emotion is not like tears. It's a very unique emotion, and it's very behavioral. Like it's not, you are like a huge support in a way that you wouldn't realize that you are a support. But like if you want to stop crying, like it's like go ahead and call you, because you gonna let you cry. You ain't gonna cry with you, so it's not gonna last long because you're gonna feel stupid crying while you just sit there like okay, let's think about it. And you gonna break it down and we're gonna figure it out. So I think like knowing your difference has literally like helped you increase your bandwidth of tolerance of people that you can give that to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the point though, right? Like, not only for yourself to know your difference, to understand your difference and know where that benefits so that you can maybe know what your passion is, or know what your purpose is, or what you're good at, or find a way to understand that difference so that you know how to use it, so that you see it as a positive. But I think it goes, that's easier to do with yourself than it is with other people. Like
Right.
understanding people's differences, when you meet somebody and they seem curt, like they seem short with you, are you the type of person, be honest, are you the person that goes, maybe they shy, or maybe they are an introvert, or are you go, wow, she was rude? Like, which one do you really do for real? Think about it. If you were listening to Harriet Tubman, now she done freed all these people, but she telling you she stand there and be like,
She crazy. I'm saying she crazy. Oh,
exactly. But she done freed all these people. But you gonna still say, which one are you? That's what I want to know. Like, are you the person that back then, did you believe, would you have believed the brilliance? Would you have recognized it? Even today, do you believe people? Do you recognize it? Do you give them the benefit of the doubt? Or are you the person that goes to the person that didn't smile back at you? Maybe they were, or like Maya. Sometimes somebody might think Maya is not a cool person because you'll say that was cute, and she'll be like, yeah, not realizing she just walked away going, oh my God. Like, she didn't get with it, but she would have said thank you had that been here.
A day later than $1 short.
Right, for real. So, like, which way do you go?
Mm-hmm. Let me read the comments. Cookie said, let me tell you, I suffered today because going to the ER, they thought I was drug seeking. After the third trip to the ER, I was hospitalized for 3 weeks. Had they believed me for the first or even second time, I would not suffer the problems I have to deal with for the rest of my life. So yeah, I'm Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that a lot too. And we give handoffs in healthcare, and so like if I don't know a patient, they'll tell me information about them, and sometimes they'll mention it like, oh yeah, I think he's faking and stuff like that. And I never just go meet a patient. I'm like, I don't know, because how do you know? Like, you gotta really be working hard to be trying to fake some stuff like that. And this is the last place I want to be, is in the hospital. Like, what's really going on?
I wanted to answer Dave's question. I had to use the restroom, but I really try to give people a chance to show me who they are. My biggest problem is once they show me, I sometimes don't want to believe it. Like, and I get caught up in that pickle. But I do have a certain like judgment just about like weird, like when you have poor social skills or your communication is poor. I don't know. I just can't navigate those type of people. and I'm learning how to like not be that way. But I'm just like, you are, I feel like you weird if you can't just be expressive. And I'm noticing like that's actually a skill to be able to be expressive, to be able to articulate your feelings. And so I'm learning how to get out of the mind of giving up on people like that and just being like so dismissive to who they are, because they're great people behind that insecurity within themselves. But being different, you learn, you take the time to just learn your superpower. And my superpower is empathy. Like I'm very empathetic. My dog empathetic. Like I'm so empathetic. Like my dog gonna love you down. Always love you down. Like you gonna feel love around me. And I just feel like some people deserve it and I take it away from them, or I deprive them of it because I'm so frustrated with their communication style. And I'm just learning like how to, like get out of that mindset of being like that.
I don't know what my superpower is yet. What's yours?
That's okay. Discernment? Maybe.
Yeah. Trey said you going hard. You going hard for them, but they sorry, but they resisting you. Sorry, I stutter it like crazy. They resisting you because you're a reflection of what they feel like they can't reach. So how can you connect when your growth okay, read that. I don't know.
How can you connect when your growth is hurting them?
Okay.
Like, do you really have to leave everybody behind to glow? Like, dang. No, you don't have to leave people behind. It's not that you leave people behind, but it's kind of like a previous conversation. Like, when your growth is hurting somebody else, then I get how you feel, but that's a journey for them to travel. You cannot, even Jesus don't pick you up and walk for you. He walked beside you. Okay. You cannot take their problems and make them yours. You cannot slow down your growth because your growth is hurting them. You cannot dim your light because it's too bright for them to see. Put your shades on and keep up. Mm-hmm. You don't leave them behind. You keep moving. Now, the choice that they make, if it's to stand there or look around the room or wait till you far enough so they can talk crap, that's their choice. But change your narrative, change the words that you're using, because you're not leaving anybody behind. You're continuing on your path, and that's what you're focused on. You. That's what you're doing. The people that you meet along the way, everybody is not a root to your tree. Some people are branches, some people are leaves. Let them play their role and go about their business.
Oh.
But I not to be so harsh about it, but I do think that like sometimes you have to let your growth be a reflection of what they can achieve, and you have to step away to allow them to gain that same momentum that you have, that they need to gain it for themselves. But if you constantly supporting and being there, and you're literally hurting their growth, and they can't even see it. You can't see it, they can't see it. And it's more so like, if you got to remove the emotion to recognize that that's what it is. And I love you so much that I got to grow this way so that you can grow this way.
Mm-hmm. Scott says sometimes your glow will shine for others to see. Not everyone can see it.
Exactly. What is that? Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine so that people may see God through you.
Mm-hmm. Chisha said, give them a little grace. Some people lack confidence. You may inspire them, Key.
Huh?
And it's not even about like it. That's the truth. Some people, like Keon used the word insecurities. Some of it may be an insecurity, but some people, like Tisha said, may lack confidence. But some people genuinely, they don't lack confidence. They're not insecure. They like Maya. They just went blank in the brain and they didn't know what to say. And in the moment, they didn't say the appropriate thing.
Blank in the brain is crazy.
That's literally what you be doing. You go blank. And you took it a certain kind of way that they didn't mean for you to take it. But and some people, just don't feel like they need to give you a whole lot. Like Nate, super smart, no insecurity. He just ain't finna give you a whole sentence, especially if you don't pull it out of him.
Yeah. I'm being gentle. I'm giving grace.
What are that blanket of braid? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
But
Sometimes you go blank in the braid.
Don't she use that language for herself? She be like, I just went blank.
yeah.
So which part you like, blank or in the brain?
In the brain.
Okay, you went blank in the mouth. What?
Anyways, okay, so flipping around, what are some times where you do feel seen? Like, or who are you around where you feel seen?
I feel seen around like my family. I'm sorry.
You look so uncomfortable.
I felt
You look so
I felt that.
uncomfortable.
You really are sorry for that. Bless your heart.
I'm sorry. And it just keep going. Like I am so sorry.
Oh,
You
man.
sound so vicious. Okay. Yeah. I do. I feel seen around my family, my like even like this weekend when my this past holiday, like my family coming to Thanksgiving, like I really believe family is therapy because to me, sometimes you just need that reset because you live away from them and you do live a life that some may feel like, well, I'm being myself. You are being yourself in certain areas, but not all the way. So for me, it's being around family that like know the original me, and I get to just be unapologetically kind of like I feel free. I feel free of judgment. I feel free of because they know who I am. They know when I'm upset and I'm off. I don't have to explain my feelings. I get to actually just be myself and be comfortable in that space. And everybody don't have that family dynamic, have that. So I know sometimes that trying to figure out what that is for you is hard. But I do want to make it clear for you, it should be the place or the person or the environment that you could go to and you could just literally be unapologetically you and feel like free, no pressure with that. Just it feels so comfortable.
And instead of draining you, it energized you.
And I find that in people too to be because sometimes to keep going you got to find that away from home. So like I've created my own little dynamic of what I would call a family here that I need that. I got certain people I want to call for this emotion, or I got certain people I want to call for this feeling. So I've created the same dynamic, but it's nothing like the original one. Like the original one, it grounds you more and it grounds me more.
Yeah.
What you doing? I agree. You can see it.
Oh.
Yeah. Looking at me crazy. Anyways, I agree. I feel like I'm seeing when I'm with my family too, and like-minded people. Like I've built a community as well in Texas of people that's in the therapy world. Now, on the other hand, though, because most of my friends are therapists, and I'm like that one person that's like, I'm ready to get out of healthcare, and they're like, I love my job. So the person I go to talk about stuff like that is her. So it's like certain people where it helps me kind of fill my cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yelling. Am I yelling?
I would have to say around family.
But you said around family days?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's where your real self. Like even when you visit you at home, you don't feel like dates until you like at home in Malden. But like when you go to your home in Charlotte, you dates, but it's just a different version of you when you are like with your core family, your nuclear family.
That's because I get to like let loose and be Dash the sibling
Yeah.
instead
I
of
would say
at
that.
home. I'm like Dash the wife, Dash the mom, Dash the executioner, Dash the yeller. Man.
But
Shalina said,
Shalina
oh,
said she don't feel too seen and she like to be invisible sometimes. That is so funny. Cause she been like that her whole life. Like Shalina used to be in her room just we can't hear it, so don't bring attention to it.
Oh, okay.
Shalina used to just be in her room and just like having her like she would just nerd out in music and nerd out and stuff and crossword puzzles and like you would forget she was there sometimes.
But I think Shalena is like a true like I'm an introverted extrovert. Like I gotta sometimes I gotta go hide from my extrovertedness. But I think Shalena is a true introvert to where she is pure solace to just be in a room, dark. Nobody's asking you questions. You don't have to like, you can be in your phone or your book or whatever you're doing, and you don't have to be cognizant that somebody else is around. So when they start talking, they might be talking to you. Like, I feel that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it's great to go invisible.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Because you can't, around people, you can't say, I want y'all to leave me alone and stop talking to me, please. You can't say that. So if you invisible and you just with yourself, then
Yeah. Mom said, I feel seen at work every day. That's work I put in. In other words, acknowledge me and respect me.
Dang. That's some she be having some Joe Clark behavior too.
Joe
It
Clark
amazes
is
me. It amazes me.
yeah.
That's funny. Um, they wanna
Hmm?
close
What the
out.
comments, Mom? That's all the comments, Maya?
Yeah, I had asked them as well.
I didn't even realize it was 9:29. It's been a whole hour because we started on time.
No.
Okay, so I want to stress this. If you haven't read my blog, go to labelmelegal.com. Go to the blog. It's the first one there. Treat different with care. That's what we've been talking about today. But I want to stress that we are not talking about different only in the context of like somebody's hidden genius. You don't have to change the world to deserve people to understand you. You don't have to invent something or make headlines to earn basic respect. Some people are just wired differently. Please try to remember that. And that alone should be enough. The same way you want to be understood in something minor that you do, maybe it's more seen and noticeable in something somebody else does, but they would love to be understood too. And your existence doesn't need a performance review by anybody. We can't change history, but we can stop repeating it. So please, if you can't do nothing else, try to have the same understanding in other people that you want people to have in you as you go out and you're talking to people and you're meeting people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as always, I want to thank y'all for rocking with us week after week. I don't know I don't know if y'all can see it within my conversation, but this therapy for me is therapy for all of us. And having these conversations and just hearing like everyone's mindsets and views is continuous me into the person that I strive to be daily. So I appreciate y'all for y'all transparency and y'all vulnerability. We'll see y'all next Monday. Thanks. What's the
Wait,
topic?
share as well. Share this live. Um, yeah, share.
Next
Okay.
week will be a regular week. Mine will not be in my space.
See
We
y'all.
got gremlin coming in.
All right. See y'all next week.
See y'all.
Bye.
Thanks.
I don't know how to hang up.